Take a deep breath and imagine this moment as a quiet turning point. Not a dramatic one, not fireworks and loud declarations, just a calm inner decision. 6 months from now, your life can look very different, not because the world changed, but because you did. Most people overestimate what they can do in one day and underestimate what they can do in 6 months. They look for instant miracles and miss the silent magic of consistency. Real success does not arrive suddenly. It grows slowly, patiently, almost invisibly, like a seed under the soil. 6 months is not a long time, yet it is long enough to completely change your direction. Think about it. 6 months ago, where were you mentally? What habits were you following without thinking? What thoughts were repeating in your head every morning? Life today is simply the result of those small, repeated choices. And life 6 months from now will be shaped by what you repeatedly choose starting today. There is a beautiful story of a man who wanted to cut down a large tree. Every day he went to the forest and struck the tree with his axe just 5 times. People laughed at him. "This tree is huge," they said. "5 strikes a day won't do anything." He smiled and kept going. Weeks passed. Nothing seemed to change. Then one day, with the same 5 strikes, the tree fell. Everyone was shocked. But the truth was simple. The tree didn't fall that day alone. It fell because of every quiet strike that came before. Your 6-month success works the same way. The first thing to understand in a 6-month success plan is clarity. Not motivation, not discipline, clarity. If you are not clear about what you want, you will be sincere but scattered. Many people work very hard but go nowhere because their effort is not aligned. Sit with yourself and ask gently, what do I truly want to improve in the next 6 months? Not 10 things, just a few meaningful areas. Your health, your skill, your emotional peace, your finances, your relationships. When clarity arrives, confusion leaves. Once clarity is there, the next step is simplicity. People fail not because their goals are too big, but because their plans are too complicated. They design perfect routines that collapse in 3 days. Instead, think small, very small. Success loves simplicity. If you want to get fit, don't start with a 2-hour workout. Start with 10 minutes. If you want to grow mentally, don't plan to read 10 books. Start with 2 pages a day. Small actions done daily defeat big plans done occasionally. There is a story of a student who was struggling badly in studies. He asked his teacher for a powerful technique to become successful. The teacher asked him, "Can you study for 5 minutes without distraction?" The student laughed and said, "Of course." The teacher replied, "Then do that every day, not 5 hours, 5 minutes, but do not miss a single day." 6 months later, that student was among the top performers. Not because he studied more, but because he studied consistently. Consistency is more powerful than intensity. In these 6 months, discipline will matter more than motivation. Motivation is emotional. Discipline is spiritual. Motivation comes and goes. Discipline stays. Some days you will feel inspired. Many days you won't. On those days, discipline quietly carries you forward. Discipline is doing what needs to be done even when you don't feel like it. And the beautiful thing is, discipline eventually creates motivation. Action creates emotion, not the other way around. Another key part of a 6-month success plan is learning to manage your energy, not just your time. You may have 24 hours like everyone else, but how much of that time is mentally present? Constant scrolling, overthinking, and emotional drama drain energy without you realizing it. Decide that for these 6 months, you will protect your energy like something sacred. You will not give it freely to negativity, gossip, comparison, or unnecessary arguments. Peace is not a luxury. It is fuel for success. There is a simple example here. Imagine trying to fill a bucket with water, but the bucket has holes. No matter how much water you pour, it will never stay full. Many people are like that. They work hard, but emotional leaks drain their energy. Overthinking the past, worrying about others' opinions, saying yes when they mean no. In 6 months, your job is not just to add effort, but to close the leaks. One of the most powerful decisions you can make in this period is to build a morning anchor. Not a perfect routine, just one anchor habit that sets the tone of the day. It could be prayer, silence, journaling, a walk, or reading something uplifting. When your morning is stable, your day becomes flexible. When your morning is chaotic, the whole day suffers. Win the morning gently, and you win the day naturally. As the months progress, you will face resistance. Old habits will pull you back. People may not understand your changes, some may even mock you. Remember, growth often looks strange to those who are not growing. Do not explain too much. Let your consistency speak. Silence plus results is a powerful combination. There is a story of a monk who was asked, "What do you do all day in the monastery?" He replied, "We wake up, we meditate, we work, we eat, we rest." The man said, "But I do all those things too. What's the difference?" The monk smiled and said, "The difference is awareness. In these 6 months, whatever you do it with awareness. Eat with awareness. Speak with awareness. Work with awareness." Awareness turns ordinary actions into extraordinary growth. Midway through these 6 months, doubt may appear. You may feel nothing is changing. This is the most dangerous phase, not because nothing is happening, but because something is happening silently. Just like roots grow before the plant breaks the surface, your inner strength is developing first. Do not quit in the invisible phase. Many people stop just before the breakthrough. Also, learn to measure progress correctly. Don't ask, "Am I successful yet?" Ask, "Am I more disciplined than last month? Am I more calm? Am I more focused?" Success is not just achievement, it is alignment. When your habits align with your values, peace follows. And when peace follows, success doesn't feel heavy, it feels natural. Relationships also play a role in your 6-month journey. You don't need to cut everyone off, but you do need to choose influence wisely. Spend more time with people who talk about growth, ideas, solutions. Reduce time with those who only talk about problems, complaints, and negativity. You don't have to hate anyone, just choose your environment consciously. Environment shapes behavior more than willpower ever will. One powerful habit to build in this period is reflection. Once a week, sit quietly and review yourself. Not to judge, not to criticize, but to understand. What worked this week? What didn't? What drained my energy? What gave me peace? This simple habit keeps you aligned and prevents months of unconscious living. As 6 months come closer to completion, something beautiful happens. You begin to trust yourself again. You realize you can keep promises to yourself. Your confidence grows. Not the loud kind, but the calm kind. The kind that doesn't need validation. The kind that comes from inner integrity. And when you look back, you will realize the success was not just in what you achieved, but in who you became. More disciplined, more peaceful, more focused, more self-aware. That version of you can handle bigger dreams, bigger challenges, bigger responsibilities. So remember, this 6 months of sincere effort can change the next 6 years of your life. You don't need perfection, you need presence. You don't need speed, you need direction. Walk slowly if you must, but walk daily. Start where you are. Use what you have, do what you can, and let time, consistency, and awareness do the rest. And as you continue walking on this 6-month path, something very subtle yet powerful begins to happen inside you. You stop chasing external approval. Earlier, success may have meant applause, recognition, or comparison, but now success starts feeling like inner alignment. You wake up with less resistance. You go to bed with fewer regrets. This inner shift is the real reward of discipline, and most people never talk about it. There is a quiet dignity that comes when you live intentionally. You speak less, but your words carry more weight. You promise less, but you deliver more. Your mind becomes less noisy, and because of that, your decisions become clearer. This is how growth looks when it is real. Not loud, not dramatic, but steady and grounded. At this stage, patience becomes your greatest ally. Many people give up not because they fail, but because they are impatient with progress. They want proof too soon. They want NT guarantees. But life doesn't work on demand. It works on depth. When you water a plant every day, you don't pull it out to check if roots are growing. You trust the process. In these 6 months, trust is essential. Not blind trust, but earned trust through daily action. You will also notice that distractions try harder when you are improving. Old habits resurface. Comfort calls louder. This is not a sign you are doing something wrong, it is a sign you are doing something right. Growth threatens the comfort of the old self. When this happens, don't fight aggressively. Just return gently to your routine. Routine is your anchor when emotions fluctuate. There is a beautiful story of a potter who made the strongest pots in the village. Someone asked him his secret. He said, "I knead the clay longer than anyone else." The clay resisted at first, but with patience, it became smooth and strong. Your life in these 6 months is like that clay. Pressure is shaping you, not punishing you. The process may feel uncomfortable, but the outcome is strength. Another important realization during this journey is that rest is not laziness. Many people burn out because they confuse hustle with progress. Real success is sustainable. It allows rest without guilt. It allows silence without fear. Schedule rest like you schedule work. A rested mind sees solutions a tired mind misses. Balance is not weakness, it is wisdom. Gradually, you also become more emotionally intelligent. You stop reacting instantly. You pause. You observe. You respond thoughtfully. This alone can change your relationships, your work life, and your self-respect. Emotional control is a form of power that does not shout, but it is deeply felt. As the final months approach, reflect again not on what the world thinks of you, but on how you feel about yourself. Are you more honest with yourself? Are you more consistent? Are you more compassionate yet firm with boundaries? If yes, then you are already successful, regardless of external results. And here is the most important truth of a 6-month success plan. It is not an end, it is a foundation. These 6 months don't finish your journey, they prepare you for a better one. They teach you how to live consciously, how to grow without force, how to succeed without losing peace. So walk forward with humility. Celebrate small wins quietly. Learn from mistakes without shame. Keep your routine simple and sacred. And remember, when you change how you live each day, life has no choice but to change in return. 6 months from now, you may not be perfect, but you will be stronger, clearer, calmer, and more aligned than ever before. And that version of you will be unstoppable. Not because of motivation, but because of habit, awareness, and inner discipline. And as you step even deeper into this journey, you begin to understand something most people miss their entire lives. Success is not a destination you arrive at. It is a way of living you practice daily. These 6 months are not about transforming everything overnight. They are about transforming how you show up when nobody is watching. At this point, you stop asking, how long will this take? And start asking, who am I becoming? Because results come and go, but character stays. Discipline stays. Self-trust stays. And self-trust is one of the most powerful forms of confidence. When you know that you will keep your word to yourself, fear loses its grip on you. There is a simple story of a man who wanted to climb a mountain. Every day he walked a little higher, then came back before sunset. People laughed at him. They said, "You are not even reaching the top." Months later, when the storm came and everyone else panicked, he was the only one who knew the path well enough to survive. Success works like that. Quiet preparati unsaves you when pressure arrives. During these 6 months, you will also learn to forgive yourself faster. Earlier, one bad day used to make you feel like a failure. One missed routine made you want to quit completely. Now, you understand that consistency does not mean perfection. It means returning again and again. A plane does not fly off course because it never faces turbulence. It reaches its destination because it keeps correcting. You also stop comparing your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 20. Comparison slowly loses its power over you. You realize that everyone has a different pace, a different background, a different burden to carry. The only comparison that matters is between who you were yesterday and who you are today, and even that comparison is gentle, not harsh. Another silent change happens in your relationships. People may not say it out loud, but they feel it. Your calm makes them curious. Your boundaries make them respectful. Your focus makes them rethink their own distractions. Some will grow with you, some will drift away. Don't panic. Not everyone is meant to walk every phase of your journey. Growth requires space. There is also a deeper spiritual lesson in this 6-month plan. When you stop chasing shortcuts, life starts trusting you with long-term rewards. When you stop forcing outcomes, outcomes align naturally. Effort becomes sincere. Intentions become pure. And when effort and intention meet, progress becomes inevitable. By now you all understand the value of silence. Not everything needs to be shared. Not every plan needs an announcement. Some goals grow best in quiet dedication, like a seed under the soil, unseen but alive. Talking too much invites opinions. Working silently builds strength. As the final phase approaches, gratitude becomes natural. You are grateful not only for wins, but for struggles that shaped you, for delays that protected you, for discipline that saved you from regret. Gratitude grounds success so it doesn't turn into arrogance. And then one day, without a dramatic moment, you realize something has changed. You are no longer waiting for the right time. You are the right time. You no longer need motivation speeches every day because your life itself has become proof that small daily actions create massive change. 6 months ago, you were hoping for a breakthrough. Today, you have become one, and that is the quiet miracle of commitment. And when this realization settles in, you stop trying to rush life. You stop bargaining with time. You no longer ask, why is it taking so long? Because now you understand that depth always takes time. Anything that grows fast can also collapse fast. But what grows slowly becomes unshakable. You begin to notice how your inner dialogue has changed. Earlier, your mind used to criticize you harshly. It would say, you're late, you're behind, you're not good enough. Now the same mind speaks differently. It says, keep going. One step is enough today. This shift is not accidental. It happens when discipline replaces self-doubt, when action replaces overthinking. There is a story of a watchmaker who built clocks that lasted generations. When asked why his clocks never failed, he smiled and said, because I never rushed a single gear. Your life is the same. Every habit you refined, every routine you respected, every temptation you resisted, those were your gears, slowly aligned, quietly perfected. At this stage, you also stop being afraid of boredom. You realize that boredom is not emptiness, it is space. Space where clarity appears, space where creativity breathes. Most people drown in noise because silence forces them to face themselves. You, however, have learned to sit with yourself, and that is rare strength. You also stop needing constant validation. Likes, praise, and recognition lose their control over you. Not because they're bad, but because you no longer depend on them to feel worthy. Your worth now comes from effort, integrity, and consistency, from knowing that you showed up even when nobody clapped. And this is where real confidence is born. Not loud confidence, not showy confidence, calm confidence, the kind that doesn't need to prove anything, the kind that can listen more than it speaks, the kind that can wait without anxiety. There will still be challenges. Let's be honest about that. Life doesn't become easy just because you became disciplined. But what changes is your response. Problems don't scare you anymore, they inform you. Failures don't break you, they refine you. You don't ask why me, you ask what is this teaching me. There is another simple story. A bamboo farmer waters his field every day for years without seeing anything. People mock him. Then one season the bamboo shoots up rapidly. But the growth wasn't sudden. The roots were growing all along. These 6 months were your roots, invisible but essential. And now when opportunities come, you are ready, not lucky, ready. Prepared minds attract prepared opportunities. When responsibility comes, you don't panic. When pressure comes, you don't collapse. Because you have practiced showing up in small ways every single day, you also become gentler with others. Not weaker, gentler. You understand that everyone is fighting something unseen. Discipline teaches compassion. Self-awareness teaches humility, and humility keeps success human. As this phase completes, don't rush to label it as finished. Growth never finishes. What you have built in these 6 months is a standard, a new normal, a way of living where effort is natural, focus is calm, and progress is steady. So walk forward with faith in yourself. Not blind faith, earned faith, faith built through mornings you didn't feel like waking up, through habits you didn't feel like doing, through days you wanted to quit but didn't. 6 months can change your direction.